The camera glides slowly over a rusted colossus, an abandoned naval vessel half buried in desert sands, its hull peeling in the sun. Wind howls through empty corridors. What would you say if I told you that some of the most powerful ships ever built by the United States have been left behind like forgotten tombstones of a dangerous age? These vessels weren't lost in ancient oceans. They were left behind by us, the nuclear age. A deep, eerie rumble underscores the tension. Today, we uncover the chilling story of America's ghost fleet, an armada built from atomic ambition, Cold War paranoia, and secrets still buried beneath layers of steel and silence. Archival footage, World War II ending, mushroom cloud tests, tension rising between superpowers. When World War II ended, the world entered a new kind of conflict, a silent, invisible chess match powered by nuclear fear. For the United States and the Soviet Union, firepower was no longer enough. They needed endurance, dominance, and above all, secrecy. Cut to images of early nuclear propulsion diagrams. In 1954, the USS Nautilus launched the world's first nuclear-powered submarine. Suddenly, America realized something extraordinary. A ship that could run for years without refueling could completely rewrite naval warfare. A quick montage, atomic reactors, shipyards working day and night. And so began one of the most ambitious and reckless engineering experiments in history. Pan across massive silhouettes, USS Long Beach, USS Bainbridge, Soviet Kirov class. America dreamed big. Nuclear aircraft carriers, nuclear cruisers, even nuclear-powered cargo ships. Each design promised unmatched range, power, and prestige. Images of USS Long Beach slicing through the ocean. The USS Long Beach was the first nuclear-powered surface warship ever built. It was a floating symbol of America's technological supremacy. But behind the scenes, the risks were enormous. Nuclear cruisers often sailed close to Soviet waters to gather intelligence, sometimes too close. In 1972, one such mission nearly triggered a military confrontation after a U.S. nuclear vessel was detected operating outside its declared zone. These ships carried reactors capable of powering a small city, but also capable of catastrophic failure. Yet the financial cost may have been even more unsustainable. Billions spent for vessels that often broke down faster than they were built. Cut to modern drone footage, massive ship graveyards, rows of retired vessels. By the 1990s, the Cold War evaporated, and so did the Navy's appetite for expensive atomic giants. One by one, America's nuclear cruisers were retired. But there was a problem no one was ready to face. Zoom in on warning signs. Radioactive material. You can retire a ship, but you cannot retire a nuclear reactor. Images of the Puget Sound naval yard where ships are dismantled. A nuclear-powered vessel requires decades, sometimes generations of maintenance, even after it's decommissioned. Some sit idle for years, reactors still hot, waiting for safe disposal. Others were sealed, locked, and abandoned in remote shipyards, left to decay. Fade to ghostly nighttime footage of abandoned hulls. These are the forgotten giants, steel titans holding toxic secrets. Underwater shots near rusted ships and sensors detecting radiation. As these vessels decline, they leak toxic materials into the water. The environmental risks are staggering. Radioactive waste, heavy metals, unknown contaminants, all slowly seeping into fragile ecosystems. Cut to scientists in protective suits. Some reactors were successfully removed. Others remain untouched, waiting for future engineers who may finally have the technology to disassemble them safely. Zoom out to reveal dozens of hulking ships lined up like an army of ghosts. Together, they form an unintended memorial to America's atomic past, a ghost fleet built not by nature, but by necessity. Flashback: sailors working inside nuclear ships, early training footage. But these cold metal hulls hold something else: human stories. Thousands of sailors, engineers, and scientists once served on these ships. Many worked in harsh, classified conditions. Some faced radiation risks they were never warned about. A photo appears: crew members posing proudly on deck. They were pioneers of a technology the world barely understood, and they paid the price of that uncertainty. For many veterans, the Ghost Fleet is more than abandoned steel. It's a reminder of a dangerous era and of sacrifices that history rarely mentions. The camera returns to the silent graveyard. As we move deeper into a world of advanced reactors, autonomous submarines, and next-generation naval power, the question remains: have we learned from the Ghost Fleet, or will we repeat the same mistakes? Shots of new nuclear technologies, small modular reactors, prototypes. The legacy of these forgotten ships have shaped international laws on nuclear waste, maritime safety, and environmental accountability. Their silent presence demands careful planning, not blind ambition. A slow zoom on a single abandoned nuclear cruiser, painted by time and rust. These vessels were born from fear, fueled by ambition, and abandoned by history. They are reminders of a chapter we barely understand, and one we must never forget. The Ghost Fleet still waits, in deserts, in frozen ports, in hidden shipyards, waiting for the world to decide what comes next. In the end, their story is not about ships, but about us, and our uneasy relationship with power that we cannot fully control. What do you think should be done with America's nuclear Ghost Fleet? Comment below.